Well, I'm going to admit it right up front. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. And I'm pretty old, so there have been times in my life when that's been a great thing to be. I mean, I remember the Tom Landry years, and I was a big Mel Renfro fan, and I loved Roger Staubach, and they won a lot. And boy, they won Super Bowls, and they were always in the playoffs. And even in the early 90s, after Jerry Jones bought them and Jimmy Johnson coached them, and man, they were a dynasty in the making. And now for the last 25 years, they've played 500 ball. I mean, they're going to win 9 or 10 a year, or 6 or 7 or 8 a lot of years. And they're just going to be an average team. They'll make the playoffs about every third year. And about every third time in the playoffs, they'll win a game. But nobody really thinks the Cowboys anymore are going to the Super Bowl. And so I want to say a couple of things I thought about. One is Jerry Jones is a great owner. Boy, he has made a lot of money for his family. He's made the Cowboys even a bigger brand. He's made a lot of money for the NFL. He is in the Hall of Fame because he is a great owner. He may go down in history as the greatest owner ever in the NFL. And he's also the general manager, and he may go down in history as the worst general manager in the history of the NFL. He can't win. He can't do it. It's not going to happen with Jerry Jones as a general manager. Now, some things, you think, why would you do that? I mean, paying Ezekiel Elliott as if he's the best running back in football, when a couple of things in the NFL today, nobody values running backs like that. They're just, you can find what you need without spending that kind of money. And you certainly don't give it to a running back on a second contract when, frankly, their body's about to cash it in. He just can't do what he used to do. And we pay him like he's the best running back in football. And he is probably one of the top 15 running backs. But I don't imagine he's even top 10. Frankly, the backup's about as good as he is. Now, you want to know something else? I don't know anything about football. I wasn't any good when I tried to play, never have coached it. I don't really know anything about football, but I'm struck by what seems to keep Jerry Jones from being a great general manager. He's too proud. He thinks he's smart enough to outthink everybody and win. And it doesn't appear that he is. And maybe he has too much money. Throw enough money at it and I can fix this. So I'll make money and I'll spend money and we'll win. But you don't spend it in the right place. Maybe he's too consumed with power. My money, my team, I'll call the shots. The old jocks and socks things he said when he first bought the Cowboys. And boy, it's awful easy to think I'm in charge and anything gets done goes through me, which may be why he has a hard time getting a coach to really work for him, because he's going to be the one in charge. Or maybe it's just the popularity. I like being in front of the camera. It makes a really bad general manager, and it kind of reminds me how some of us try to follow Jesus. We let those same things mess us up. Sometimes we want to be so popular, it's hard to really buy into the whole Jesus thing, because I want people to like me. And frankly, if you follow Jesus, you're not always going to be popular. Maybe it is a money thing. I want to have possessions and I want to have money, and I don't want anybody telling me what to do with my money. And God kind of says, it's all mine, so I'll give you what you need. But wow, maybe that's the problem. Maybe it is the power. I want to be in charge. I can do this. I can fix my life. I can straighten things out. And of course, we've all proven that we can't. And maybe it's even our pride keeps us from following Jesus, because to follow Jesus, you start by surrendering your ego to follow him. So I'm a big Cowboy fan, and you know what? 1,000 years from now, nobody's going to care about the Dallas Cowboys. 10,000 years, nobody will have any idea who they were. So I try not to get too invested. I'm still going to cheer for them. I think as long as Jerry owns them, they're going to be a brand name. As long as he's general manager, they'll never win a thing. But my Jesus decisions are a lot more important. So I'm going to try to learn a little lesson from the Cowboys and from Jerry and do a better job following Jesus.